Welcome into Gamesthetic, episode 250. I'm Alex Live with Sparky3. Hopefully you are having a phenomenal day today, whatever day you are listening or watching the show. Shout out to 250 episodes of the show. Man, God bless, what a journey. It's been that's a long time. I've got Zach in here. Zach, buddy, how you doing?
Alex,
Zach!
we get to put on tinfoil hats today.
Oh, yeah, we do, brother! Let's go!
The dumbest piece of news that came out this week.
I'm not happy because I was scrolling through to see what we were talking
Yes.
about. I saw that right before you said it, and I was like, we got to scrub this off of there.
No, there's something we got to mention. We're dialing it back, baby, for 250 today. Got to dial it back to one of our favorite
It's
conversations.
probably been about 200 episodes since we last talked about it.
It's about that time. It probably is based on the thumbnails that the original videos got. It's been a hot minute. So it's time to put the tinfoil hats on today. Talk about the conspiracy theory that's abandoned. So I can't wait. That's gonna be the best part of the show in the weekly wrap up. It's gonna be awesome. John, how are you? Besides the fact
I'm not happy anymore.
he was having a great day at 250.
Nope.
Now we ruined it.
No, I shouldn't have looked through this list.
Shouldn't have looked through the script. Oh God. Now we've ruined the entire 250 for John. Now he just wants to leave.
It's fine.
Yeah, we'll make it through. It'll be all right. But yeah, no, it shot to 250 episodes. God bless. That's a lot. That's a long time of doing this. I think you joined in about, was it 30 or 40?
No.
That's about right. No,
Was it?
Yeah, no, that's about right. I actually just went through some of the old episodes recently, looking at some stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. I don't know.
Because remember, we did 50 together.
Yeah, I know we did 50.
Yeah, so I think it was about 30 or 40.
I was thinking I joined in earlier, but maybe
I
not.
thought he joined earlier because I think that's when I joined.
No, it's like, I think it was around 30 for you.
For this show specifically?
Yeah, this show specifically. Yeah.
Okay.
I think for Anime Plus, it was like episode 3.
It was episode 3.
Yeah, it was quick. Shout out to Anime Plus. And then John, I don't know when you joined full time.
I don't remember when John officially joined.
Around like 40 or somewhere in there is when I was working on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you at
'Cause
least
I know-
make like your
you
first
were- you were there-
appearance.
you were
I'll
there
just
for
show up
50.
occasionally.
Yeah, you were there for 50. I want to say, honestly, for you full time, I think you started to be, I think it was around
I'd have to go
70.
back and actually check the audio files since that would be the best way to check.
Yeah, no, been a hot minute. Shout out to that. Shout out to the boys. Great time doing the show. It's been a long time. So for 250 today, we actually had a pretty interesting topic that we're gonna save. We're gonna save for 300. So I'm actually looking forward to that because something we've never done before. But for today, later on in the show, we're gonna go do a little revisit here. So on episode 100, way back when, it was actually when this studio was being built is when we did that because we did it in my office.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were in my office whenever we didn't even have the house studio we had for a little bit. We were in my office doing
That's
that.
legitimately the video.
Yeah, no. So it was episode 100. We ranked top 25 consoles out of the 4 main console creators over the years, and we're gonna revisit that, see how we feel about the list now. Because I have some differing opinions, including top 5, where we think series would fall. I'm not going to say rise, where the PS5 would fall or rise, and just for shits and gigs, where does the Switch 2 fall at knee-jerk reaction? Where would you throw it in at? So we'll touch on that. I finished Resident Evil Requiem, so I'll get my thoughts on that. Pokopia came out, so we're going to talk about that a little bit. And then Xbox revealed Project Helix, their next console, or hardware, whatever the right word is, as well as talking about how Sony is doing a pivot on their PC plans, which we did touch on last week from a lot of comments that took place, but there was now like an official report that came out dialing it in. It's kind of an interesting idea of what's going on with the landscape of gaming with really the 4 major hardware publishers and creators. So it's kind of interesting what the 4 of them are doing and kind of how they're going about their business. But I don't know. Before we get into that, you guys have anything you want to shout out? How we doing? How we feeling? Besides John being upset about Abandoned, anything we want to shout out?
Path of Exile's got a new league going on right now. Completely forgot to mention that last week that it was coming up. Because it kind of slipped my mind, and even this week it slipped my mind until day before it started coming out, and then I was like, "Oh shit, I got to prepare for this."
Yeah.
So you have new Path of Exile League, Mirage, bunch of new skills, a lot of reworks. I'm playing through it. I'm having a great time. Yeah, I'll be playing through it probably for next 100 hours or so, and see how I feel at the end of that.
Nice. Shout out to that. Shout out to new Path 2 season specifically.
No, it's Path of Exile.
Oh,
not Path of Exile.
Sorry, Path 1. My bad. I thought you
Is
said
2 still in early access technically?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. But you got anything you want to shout out?
I mean, I really got nothing this week. I mean, I'm just waiting for the 1.1 patch for our Knights Infield.
Okay.
Tuesday.
You doing Game of the Weekend? We passing back to John.
So
Because we don't know when you're going to be back. So you doing it?
I don't care.
Week? Okay. You'll do Game of the Week this
Sure.
week? All right. Right on.
You're going to have fun with it.
Does that mean I might have a hard time finding?
I mean, probably not, but you may. Yes. I don't know.
Look, all I got to say is this. Listen.
The better question is, are you going to know what it is when he starts talking about it?
No, I'm not. Probably not.
Alex, not. You, maybe.
So I do want to say this. Anytime you throw up one of them really old ones where I have to really dig and find the video footage, there are a couple of channels. I'm drawing a blank on their names, but shout out to them because they have taken the time to dig up some old trailers. And I have found that they have come in clutch on more than one occasion when those old games come up. More than one occasion. I'm trying to find the right kind of footage and the right trailer, whatever, and I see the same channel every time. And I'm like, man, you guys are legends. Thank you. I needed this. So shout out to anyone that is trying to preserve history there. I appreciate you. Whenever it comes to Game of the Week and it's time to shout out something from the past. So, but anyway, you guys ready to jump into stuff? Ready to hop into it? Episode 250. Got a lot to go over, I guess today, kind of. So I finished Resident Evil Requiem, so I do want to talk about that. If you are a diehard Resident Evil fan, I truly believe that the general consensus of this, of it being like a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, I can 1000% see why. Me as a fairly casual Resident Evil player, I'd put it a 9 on the board. It ended great. The whole ending sequence of the game was awesome. You know, when I talked about it last week, you know, I kind of really talked about, you know, just of all the great stuff that I played, I mentioned that like anytime you played as Leon, it was very, very short until he took center stage at Raccoon City. And that was true. You know, once we got down to Raccoon City, it was a very heavy Leon-based portion of the game. There was a lot of crazy reveals in this end half of the game that impacts the entire story of Resident Evil, of why certain things happened, like when, like, all the events that we know, why some of the events happened, and that's pretty interesting. There's some really cool rug pulls that they do with a few characters where the whole story and narrative is built up to make you believe this, and it's just a complete and utter rug pull. It's like, no, it's not even close, buddy. So yeah, there was a lot of elements in that regard that I really enjoyed. The final, I think it was just the final play session as Leon. I really enjoyed kind of the almost like dread element to it that they threw into the game, where it was at that point where Leon's body literally could not go much further because of the infection that he had. So like the game would be playing and like he would have moments of stop and basically have like an Arthur Morgan type moment and just like coughing his guts up and low key kind of dying there.
Gotcha.
in gameplay elements. So there was a lot of there was a lot of portions like that I really enjoyed. I got to say one thing though. I got to drill this in. In all of my years of playing video games, doesn't matter if it's like, you know, joking around, playing with friends, playing solo on a horror game, playing solo on anything else, I'm going to tell you boys up front, and I mean this with my whole ass chest, this game had the #1 worst, like, fright moment for me I've ever had in a video game.
Spiders?
Spiders, yes.
When they just start coming through the windows?
No, it was the fucking Titan spinner. Whoever created that thing, you're a demon and you need to be slain, because that was one of the most horrifying things I've ever seen, and it's right when you get into Raccoon City. So it's like I'm strutting in. I'm like, oh man, you know, I don't have the same level of nostalgia as other people, but this is a big deal. This is cool. And I just kind of walk through this building. Whenever I walk through, I see webs, and I'm like, oh no, please, don't do this to me. And you're kind of like you're standing underneath an overpass, and it initiates a cutscene, and this gigantic ass spider, like the size of our damn studio, comes from the top of the overpass, starts walking down the bridge, and I'm like, oh no. I don't know if I can finish this game, bro. I don't know if I can finish this game. I don't know if it's possible. I did stop playing for the moment. I got to step away. I don't know if I can do this, because that thing was horrifying. But what got me is Leon goes into into this building, and you're trying to basically avoid it. You come back to gameplay. It's like, you know, try to escape whatever. So I'm running down. You know, you can see it scuttling outside and stuff. I'm like, oh god, I'm cringing just talking about it. But what really got me is at one point it busts through the wall to attack me, and I have never screamed so loud at a video game before. And Christina starts screaming. All three of the cats run across.
Was she watching you play this?
Yeah, she was sitting right beside me. But I'm just like, ah, oh God, I'm screaming, bloody murder, horrified. And then it's like, we get kind of further in, the bastard comes into the building, and I'm kind of circling around this thing, trying like, stay away from me, stay away from me, stay away from me. And I come up to a propane tank, I yeet that thing, set it on fire, and I'm like, please God, let this be the end of it. And then it initiates another cutscene where it gets Leon in its mouth up against the wall, and I'm screaming in panic, Leon, do something, please! I was so horrified of that entire sequence. God bless. I don't think I could ever replay this game because of that one portion of the game. Like, I have never been so horrified at a video game before, and that whole portion just further told me that even though it sounds like a really cool game, tells me I can never play Grounded. I always knew I could never play Grounded, but that portion solidified it. Yep, I'm never even going to touch that game. I don't care if they got arachnophobia mode in that game. I'm not doing it. I'm not touching it. I'm staying away from that.
To be fair, the arachnophobia mode is almost more horrifying.
I know. I've seen it. They're horrifying.
It's rough.
Yeah, no, it doesn't look better at all. It looks terrible. But no, man, Titan Spinner, worst thing I've ever played in my life, hands down. And thank God it wasn't a long portion of the game. Like, grand total, I think it was maybe like 10 minutes. But that was the worst 10 minutes of my gaming life.
I'm going to assume it was probably longer than that. It just felt like 10 minutes for you.
I don't know. I really don't think it was that long. I mean, genuinely, I don't. And probably for good reason.
I would assume it's probably a pretty short section, but you probably made it longer than it needed to be.
That's quite possible. That's quite possible. No, I mean, horrified. I'm telling you, I've never screamed like that at any video game I've ever played. I think the last time that I screamed to like that level of high pitch was like probably just joking around playing on like Halo 3 when I was a teenager, right? Like, I don't think I've ever actually screamed out of fear at a video game like that. Because like me with horror games, it's kind of similar to what we talked about with you, where it's like you're real silent and you're just like, oh, fuck. That's me. Like, if there is a scare that gets me, you'll just get a fuck out of me, or like, you'll get something small.
Yeah.
I've never been scared of a game before. That did it. That Titan Spinner was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I don't play games that I know are gonna scare me. I get jump scared at dumb things though.
Yeah.
Like, I'll get jump scared in like BR games where we've been running around for 10 minutes and haven't seen anybody, and then I'll get shot at, and then I'll yell. Because I'm not ready for it.
Your mind's not in there. You're like,
oh
shit!
It's like, for me, I'm like, this has been a pretty chill 10 or 15 minutes of running around. And then next thing you know, I'm screaming because I'm getting shot at, and my people I play with are going, dude, tell us anything.
Right.
Anything.
Give us some sort of information.
We know you're getting shot at. Where?
Yeah.
It's like that's like the extent, because I'm not playing anything that I know is gonna be scary or horrifying.
Right.
Not fucking doing that to myself.
Except for Demonologist. We drug you into that one, though.
I mean, it's also not a game I would choose to play by myself.
Yeah, never going to play that
And it wasn't even that bad for him.
That game was fun, honestly.
It was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I still enjoy that video of ours that we have.
I didn't do anything in the game.
I still enjoy that video that we have. I think it's funny. Like, one of my favorite moments in the game was John went out to like
the car,
the car,
and you and me are screwed around with something inside.
Yeah, and John's coming back, and I cut to John's footage, and John's like walking to the house. Yeah, he said, "Hey guys, we're done here," and all you can hear is me and you screaming in the distance because it was like, "Oh fuck, what is that?" Oh.
And yeah, John's like, nope, not going back in there.
Not doing that.
He just turns around and walks back to the car.
I'm gonna make it out.
Yeah, it's like, I'm out of here. I'm leaving you guys behind. Forget this, bro. But no, overall though, Resident Evil 9, even if you are like a pretty casual Resident Evil fan and you only, I guess, have the knowledge of certain things, you can still appreciate it. I mean, like, it was definitely one of those things that when we were in Raccoon City and it's like fan service central.
Oh, most definitely.
It was things that I would see. I'm like, I know what game that's from. I haven't played that game, though,
I don't know the significance of it,
but I know it's a big deal. It's like certain, like a certain character. I'm like, hey, I know who you are. This is a big deal for a lot of players. Not a big deal for me. I'm gonna fight you. It's like, I don't care. It's like, whatever. There was one particular scene as well that I know is a pretty heavy scene from 2 that gets a call back as well. with Leon. So I mean, if you're a diehard, I mean, this is easily a 10 out of 10. You know, like, there's so much there. You know, from the gray segments alone just being an incredible play, to everything with Leon. It's just number one, it just being Leon, being straight sexy fan service, and then just when you get to Raccoon City for the first time since the second game, you know, or the third game, it's just so much like nostalgia and so much like, you know, Easter eggs hidden throughout the thing. But no, I mean, it's a phenomenal game. Don't know if I'll ever replay it though. Yeah, don't know if it's possible.
I wonder if they still consider. Well, actually, I don't even know if it's considered canon. There was a game on Xbox 360 and PS3 called Operation Raccoon City, where you play as an umbrella team. It's a co-op game where you more or less do missions and more or less you're a cleanup squad for after the aftermath of.
Is that the one that has Hunk?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is canon.
Okay. Was there? I'm assuming you haven't played it, so you wouldn't be able to tell me if there was any references to it then.
Yes, I think so. It never gave a clear indication, but yeah, pretty positive that there is a nod to that with a character.
Oh, neat.
With Hunk.
Oh.
There's a.
I think Hunk's part of Operation Raccoon City.
if it's the same stuff that I'm thinking of,
because it's been a while. I don't remember all the characters.
Yeah, because obviously, again, like I said, I'm a casual of Resident Evil, but I know the general story. But what you're talking about sounds like the thing that Hunk was a part of. And if so, then yes, then there is a decent possibility that there is a nod to that, even though it wasn't like flat out established, but it's kind of clear what it was, kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, either way, like I said, Resident Evil 9, phenomenal. Need to go play it. It's a great game. Highly recommend it. Except the Titan Spinner part. Stay clear of that. Just don't even play the game once you get there. Sorry, I know you're in Raccoon City and you want to check it out. Avoid the game. Drop it. Move on. Time to call it quits. You got your answers?
No, not yet. You carry on. I'll find it.
All right, carry on. So let's talk about Pokemon Pokopia.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely not involved in this.
Yeah, so you do your thing. We're gonna talk Pokopia. Tell me after Pokopia.
Yeah. I'll kind of start on this because I got a lot less time than you do. So I'll just give, because I've full transparency. I've only played the game for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. At this point.
I've got about 6.
So I'm very much at the beginning portion. Just kind of like running around or like kind of learning what the game is right now.
A lot to it.
Are you just a Ditto?
Yeah. You're a Ditto, and you take the reason you take the human form is because you're trainer.
Because that's not nightmare fuel for Pokemon lore.
Yeah,
that Dittos can just take human form.
Yeah, your trainer's not around. So you take the form of what your trainer looked like.
Yeah. And then when it asks you for your name, it does specifically ask you, what did your trainer used to call you? So
yeah,
instead of putting my name, I went with like a Ditto nickname.
Yeah. That is
an actual Ditto nickname or a sensible Ditto nickname?
An actual Ditto nickname, yeah. Mine was Ditso, is what I went with.
Oh, not where I was going with. I was thinking the terrible Ditto nicknames.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't do a terrible one. No,
okay.
No, my 2 nicknames for Ditto is either Ditso or Ivan Ooze from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. But in this context of a cutesy game where I'm playing as the Ditto, Ivan Ooze felt a little out of place.
What you mean? Ivan Ooze was great with the kids.
That's one way to put it. That's one way to put it.
But yeah, essentially, you make you start out making your character, and then you just get dropped into a world.
Yeah.
Behind a Tangrowth.
Yep.
And then it's like, what the hell are you doing around here?
It's like, I haven't seen.
It's like I've been by myself for years. doesn't tell us how long. He's like, it's been a long time though.
Yeah.
The Tangrowth?
Yeah, Professor Tangrowth.
Yeah, just been by himself for a long time. There's no Pokemon.
Of course a Tangrowth would be a professor.
It's like there's no Pokemon around. You're just in a deserted desert where everything is dead, basically. And then you start kind of rebuilding the area and like cleaning it up, making it look nicer, and building habitats for Pokemon. And then Pokemon start showing up at the habitats. Mm-hmm. And then you interact with them. It's like you talk to them, do little requests and stuff for them to like build your bond up to be able to raise like your overall comfort level or whatever. It's essentially like your trainer level in a sense.
Okay.
And then you unlock more challenges, unlock more stuff to do. And then as you interact with the different Pokemon as they show up, you gain like their abilities from it. So, like
Because you're a Ditto.
yeah,
Yep.
it's like you're a Ditto, so it's like you get like Scyther shows up and you help Scyther out, and then he teaches you how to cut. Hitmonchan shows up and he teaches you how to Rock Smash, and stuff like that. So it's like as they show up, you interact with them more, and then you just start doing requests from them, and kind of exploring around, rebuilding, and trying to make it look pretty.
Yep.
It's rough life being a Ditto.
Yeah.
Gotta make homes for everyone, and then you become an HM slave. Goddamn.
Yeah. No, basically. And, also when it comes to, as the game progresses and you just unlock and get more habitats and more Pokemon show up, certain Pokemon will have abilities to help you with different things. Like you'll have, certain ones like Timber who can help you build build like the houses for the Pokemon or the dens. And, there's a side quest where you have to help free an Onyx who will then be able to use Bulldoze to help get rid of the old Pokemon Center that's destroyed so you can build a new one. With the Pokemon that appear as well, it's kind of similar to just a Pokemon game where it's all based on a rarity scale.
Yeah.
So like for me, I don't really have anything super rare for me yet. I mean, I think the rarest one I've got is a Vespiquen. Christina somehow got a freaking Charizard. Had a Charizard chilling on her island now. She also got a War Turtle. I'm like, how are you getting these? And it's like
I don't know how, because I'm at the point I'm like I built like I
you gotta get lucky.
It's like I put the 4 pieces of grass together and like the Charmander showed up from the beginning of the game, or like
that same 4 piece of grass can summon a Charizard potentially. That's how she got hers. She put 4 grass somewhere and Charizard popped up later.
I guess it's just because like the habitats have a chance to spawn. I think like a certain Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess if it has a stage evolution, it could spawn any of them.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have anything rare.
Yeah, no. I don't have, like, Vespiquen is probably the rarest thing that I have. I mean, she's got Charizard, War Turtle, she's got a Cubone, she's got a few others. I mean, I just Gulpin.
Had a Combi show up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't have anything rare on mine, but like I'm progressing a little bit further than her, but like in a different capacity because like I've got my trainer rank up. Where I've been able to open one of the gates, which that's a whole other thing too, because like this game is honestly so massive because you have like your general starting area where you could easily spend 25 to 30 hours there just building it the way that you want, summoning Pokemon, whatever, and then there's all these different gates that unlock based on your training level. I've already unlocked the one to the right, and I haven't gone in it yet because up front I'm just like, I've got too much to do to go to a whole other world and unlock that too. I'm too damn busy over here.
I've just been walking around like exploring the area as soon as I unlocked Rock Smash, I was like, I know you guys want me to do some stuff, but I can break through rocks and everything now, so I'm gonna go look over here and see what's going on. So I've just been wandering around the island. Right. I haven't progressed anything yet.
Yeah. I mean, I've progressed a few missions. I met Kyogre. Shout out to that. He shows up in a mission, so you get to become friends with him. I've seen Ho-Oh like 43 times. So, the game itself, I mean, it is that blend of like, Animal Crossing, a little bit of Minecraft. I don't feel as much Minecraft in it besides the blocky environment.
It's just the blocky environment because it's not like Minecraft where you're like, because like I said, I've been walking around breaking stuff. Occasionally when you break stuff, you get a full block out of it.
Depends on the block,
Yeah, it's like, and then you just use the block to access, like you can use it.
I was about to say, this sounds like more in the realm of like Story of Seasons, Animal Crossing.
Yeah, it's more in that realm. And honestly, since they are the devs, I mean, it really is also just more like a Dragon Quest Builders thing too. Like it's in that realm, right? It's like for me, like I've finally gotten around to trying to clean up the main area that I'm in, and I'm just kind of sucked into that, even though I have other missions to do. So it's really easy to get sucked into just wanting to clean up and fix the road and build other Pokemon houses.
Fuck the road, like man. The first thing they told me to do was water. The first thing you get told to do is like you encounter a Squirtle, you gain the ability to use water gun. It's like, all right, water the grass, and I'm like, motherfucker, there's grass everywhere.
Yeah, no, there's a and then so many people get lost in just watering everything.
I spent like 30 minutes just watering the grass and watering trees, and then I'm still pissed off because there was two I haven't gone back to it yet. There's 2 little spots that I couldn't water because Tangrowth was standing there. And if you try to water him, he gets mad at you. He's like, "Hey, I'm not the one that needs to be watered right now."
They can get mad at you, or they like it. It just depends.
Yeah, it's like he just started getting snarky with me. I'm like, "Bitch, you told me to water the grass, and you won't let me water these 2 tiles."
I will say the one thing that I absolutely do not like about the game so far is the watering. Is that stupid plus? Just give me a square. Give me a square. I can't stand the plus.
You cannot charge it up for it to be cover any more area. It is a 3 down, 3 across plus sign.
God, I hate it.
For
it's a random crosshair.
Yeah, for watering, like for using water gun and watering plants, watering the ground.
Give me a square, please.
It is a cross, and it is stupid.
I hate it so much. That's about the only thing that I legitimately hate is the fact that
you're shooting a stream of water, right?
Yep.
Why would it not just be a circle?
That too.
Because the game's in squares.
Well, yeah, the game's in squares, so.
Okay.
All these squares make a circle.
No, it is. It's the. I would have taken a 2x2 square.
Yeah, right.
Instead of a stupid plus sign.
Yeah, no. In all seriousness, I mean that does irk me, but it's not into the world. But
it's just a slight
annoyance. It's just a little annoyance. It's not a big deal. The game is extremely addictive. It's gonna hit the. It's not even going to. It already has. It's going to hit that genre of players that play these types of games, and they're not going to let this thing go for the longest time.
I don't normally get into because it's like I don't typically play a lot of these like cozy type games.
Yeah.
I've only ever really played like Stardew as like my cozy game, but it's like I never got into like Animal Crossing or anything like that. But like I said, I only played like an hour and a half, but that's because I didn't have time to hop on the game until about 3:00 today.
Right.
And so I played it until I was like, okay, I got to stop here so I get something to eat before I leave.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, you can't, once you kind of just sit there, time does kind of just melt away.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Because you're like, whether it be you're walking around, it's as stupid as it sounds. If you're walking around picking sticks up or just like wandering around trying to find new habitats on the island, because as you're walking around, you get little like glowing icons essentially in an area. And it's like that you go up to it. It's like, okay, we're gonna teach you how to build a new habitat so you can get some new Pokemon.
Would you say this gives you the same sort of itch that Pal World gave you back way when?
Probably not the same addictiveness, but the same like when you sit down, when you sit down and play it, you want to have time to play it.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like that was for me where I play it for 100 hours over like 4 days.
Yeah.
No. But it's like, this is one where it's like, like I said, I never played these games. I was optimistic about this game at best, but it's probably going to be one where I'll turn it on for an hour or two and play it.
Mess around with some stuff.
Just like periodically is like, oh, I got a little bit of time. I'll hop in and do that.
Yeah. No, I mean, time does melt because looking here at the Discord, whenever I posted today's show, it was at 10:23. So it was around like 10:30ish when I sat down to finally play for the day. When I finally looked at the clock again, it was 2:40, and I'm like, oh, I need to run to the store still. I should probably get off. I just got lost in just doing chores, like just going around. Like I wanted to fix the roads. I wanted to clear this block out of the way. I wanted to start clearing this area to do this. So I just got lost. It's like, oh yeah, I've got main stuff to do, don't I? I should probably get back to doing that sometime soon. Oh, and then it's like the gate unlocked by complete accident. Because again, I'm clearing the roads. I'm down at that section, and it's just like, it detects my Pokedex. So I go up to it. It's just like, oh, your trainer rank is great. This is open now. I'm like, I don't think I want to go in there. I got enough to do over here.
I just
remembered. Then actual Alex looked up and went, "Oh shit, I need to stop side questing."
Yeah.
I just remembered. I was running around. I got to go back. There's a Drifloon or like a Drifloon for me to go talk to.
Yeah, and with the Drifloon as well. I mean, that's another way to unlock more content is because like if you bring him like Pokédolls, then once a day he will take you to a Dream Island. And those Dream Islands give you like different items and stuff like that. So like I've got one doll right now. And
I don't even want to touch on that.
Trust me, you don't. Because even he talks about that. He's just like, what was the words that he said? It was like,
well,
hey,
all I'm thinking is like of Drifloon's lore.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, because like he said when he was asking you about like can you possibly get me like something? Like, because like everyone's gonna like every once in a while want something from you. There, it's like, hey, I want a house. Hey, I just want something to sit down on. You know, I want a snack. You know, shit like that. So like when his pops up, you know, which is just initiating the gameplay loop of unlocking Dream Islands. So it's kind of like a required thing. You know, he talks about like how like being around kids make them stronger or something like that is the way he said it. Something along those lines. And it's like, hey, but can you bring me a doll? I can probably do the same effect. I'm like, this game, man. There are certain things that I see immediately, and I'm like, ugh, I don't like the direction.
Hey guys, remember that Pokemon's actually a lot darker than we let it be?
No, like one of the things that they included that when I saw you could do this, my first thought was, man, there's gonna be so many people. I know exactly what they're gonna do. I'm not gonna bring anyone for Ditto's house. You can have someone in there in the house with you, and I'm just like I don't like this. I understand why, but I don't like this because I noticed that all I have is the small little basic house, and it's like you can invite one Pokemon to live here with you. I'm like, I don't like that. I do not like that at all because I know what a lot of people are gonna do, and if you're doing it, stop it. Don't. Yeah, no, there is definitely there are a few things that I've noticed that you know are a little bit of some dark lore, that's for sure. But there's also just a lot of quirkiness too, because like
a lot of little fun stuff. Because like you find,
I think that's supposed to be the head first stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You find like little like journals and stuff around the island too. True. Yeah, it's like got my little ninja suit from there's like a little destroyed house in it that has like a little thing you can interact with, and it starts talking about Koga, and like the family of ninjas.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure we're in Fuchsia City is where we are, just based on if over to the left there's the cycling road, and how the cycling road is turned on screen. It's coming down this way, and since we're down by the ocean and shit, it just makes sense that I think we're in Fuchsia City.
So in a different timeline where the world's been destroyed.
Yeah. We're basically in a timeline where humans have not been seen in a very long time.
Yeah. Big rip. Just, sent themselves to their own destruction somehow. Which Kyogre makes a comment on that too. Because like whenever Kyogre like wakes up and he comes to like, hey, what's all the ruckus? You know? He's just like, yeah, the humans were making a lot of noise for a while. So I just went down to the bottom and took a nap. So he did make a comment on whatever the humans were up to about basically sending the world to its own destruction. He was sleeping the whole time. No, but I mean, there's a lot of like, while there is those kind of like few things where if you know the lore, you're like, oh, I don't like that. There's also some fun quirkiness to it, which is how everyone kind of talks and stuff. Like you can find a magic heart pretty quickly because it's called kind of like part of the story and stuff. Yeah. And he talks like a gangster, so that's kind of funny. Charizard, when Christina showed me the video of whenever she got Charizard is like big tough guy, where like the first thing that he said when he was summoned is like, hey, is there any strong Pokemon around here? Because I'm a strong Pokemon, so like you just won't get it, but I'm looking for some other strong Pokemon. And then it was funny because like right when he said that, Ditto just like looks at him and just squirts a water gun on him. So there's like some fun quirkiness stuff like that, but like everyone has like their own like distinct personalities. So I mean, it is pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I enjoy it. I'm with John in the sense that I've never been into Animal Crossing. I've tried multiple. I've tried the original. I've tried New Horizons. I've tried, I think, New Leaf. Never gotten into any of them. I've never played Dragon Quest Builders. So like my cozy games are also pretty limited. But
but you're like more recently.
You're more recently into
cozy games.
Yeah, I'm more open to it. And I'm with you where it's like it's definitely a game where I'm gonna hop on and play a couple hours and kind of get off. Because like when I realized the time today, and I need to run to the store anyway, I had that personal feeling of okay, it's time to get off. Like it's like all right, I've done a lot of like grinding, like what I like almost like Minecraft grinding that I do when I fall into my Minecraft addictions. It's kind of that same feeling. It's like all right, it's time to step away from the grind for a minute because I've done a lot in these few hours. I've cleaned up a lot. It's time to I've tried organizing everything. It's like the brain needs to chill for a minute. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. It's like I thought about waiting until tomorrow to actually hop into it, but I was like, nah, let me give it a try to see if I actually want to like set some time aside tomorrow to play it. Yeah, which I'll probably do now.
Yeah, I have not tried any of the multiplayer stuff too. So I haven't tried that. You need to try that at some point because that was one of the big selling features for me buying the game.
start it up and say you can go steal Christina's Charizard.
Yeah, no. Well, we would start a new island, but yeah, I want that. I want the War Turtle more than anything. I love War Turtle. He's cool as hell.
And isn't there a chance of getting shinies too?
I actually have no idea. That's a great question.
I don't know.
That's a great. I have no idea. Good question though.
Okay.
I have to look into that.
Because I feel like it'd be weird if they didn't have shinies.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't look. I haven't checked any of it. For the different habitats, because like the most basic one is just the 4 tall grass.
Mm-hmm.
How much shit can show up in that?
So from what I've seen, it just kind of depends. Because like when the habitat dex gets pulled up, it'll show you that it could be only maybe 1 or 2.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Because like for me, it's only showing like one thing per habitat right now, and I'm like, you've had me build the same habitat to call half of the Pokemon here so far.
Yeah, no, I guess that's a good question because I know like for that 4 grass thing, if I go look at it in my habitat dex, it shows like 8 different Pokemon that could come up.
Yeah, because I didn't know if it was worth just like building some of those up,
right?
Just to see what shows up.
I've got a couple of extra, the 4 grass ones around, trying to get a few others like Charizard or War Turtle, whatever. But I've also built habitats that I know, because like you can walk around also. It's like when you get like the indication of a habitat, it's usually because there's a trace of a Pokemon there. So like you click that, and it's just like it'll show like a Slowbro, a Paris, Parasect, Venomoth. Those are a few that I've seen, and it gives you like, hey, this is the habitat that could summon them. So like I've got a few summoned, a few habitats set up, like the well-lit grass, whatever, which will let me summon a Venomoth potentially, but only at nighttime because some Pokemon only summon at night. And it's like, there are different habitats to set up where it's like, I got a Goomy, and getting a Goomy is literally a wood plate and 2 cast foam charms hanging on a wall, and that summons a Goomy. Okay, whatever. There is this was so funny. I saw this on Twitter. There is a urgent care table habitat, which can we all agree that with that, like you see that, can we all agree that your first thought would be like a Chansey or a Blissey or an Audino or something like that, something that's like one of them healing Pokemon? That's what. Come on now. Well, come on.
What? Okay. What is it?
Like the thing that it summons apparently is a Hitmonlee. And it's like a medical supply table, and it summons a Hitmonlee. Like someone put that on Twitter, and there's like it's like I could have guessed 1,000 different Pokemon of the 1,000 plus, and I never would have guessed Hitmonlee would have been the one to summon.
Especially considering Hitmonchan
has the punching bag.
Hitmonchan is a bench and a punching bag,
and that summons Hitmonchan.
So I can see why people would do that and then go, what do you mean that's how you get Hitmonchan?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I was.
My brain went like you mentioned that, and like I wasn't thinking healing. My brain went to Togepi.
I think that falls in the same realm too.
My brain went to Wobbuffet.
Yeah, that's a stretch, but I can see that too. At least those are in the ballpark, not Hitmonlee. So it's like some of the habitats are just really interesting and what can summon them.
Yeah. I think when I hop back on, I'm gonna start doing some of the stuff to try to raise my rank in that up.
Yeah,
because I can't finish building some of the stuff because I need to buy the stuff to do it. Like for like Drillbur, I can't finish planting enough stuff for his habitat to grow.
Yeah,
until I raise my rank up to be able to buy the seeds.
Mm. Yeah,
although Hitmonchan has just given me a couple.
Yeah. And Drillbur will probably also ask you to like move his habitat later because he wants to be somewhere darker. So like literally the wall behind him, I just cut open a thing into the cave.
I just build some shade over it.
Yeah, do that too. Like some people want something brighter, some people want something darker. Like it's just like their wants are like all over the place sometimes.
My Charmander was like, I want a decoration. I put a candle next to his bed. I'll tell you what, he came over and lit the candle, and he was the happiest little Charmander you've ever seen.
True. Some of them just want toys, and I just put a stack of blocks down, and they just spend all day building them up one way and breaking them and doing it again.
Yeah. Bulbasaur wanted a bed. He hasn't gotten back up off of it yet.
Yeah, it's so funny with the bed too, because you'll build a bed for like Bulbasaur and like his habitat, but then like you'll turn around and like my Bellsprout's sleeping. I'm like, why are you there? That's not your bed. It's like I turn around, it's like Onyx is sleeping. I'm like, what are you doing? Your bed's all the way across the map. What are we doing?
Well, the other thing is like, the other thing is you build them a habitat and then they get like this area and it's like, this is their area.
Yeah.
But you could build multiple habitats in the same area.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So it's like, I have a couple that are like, wait, my Charmander and Squirtle are like 4 squares apart from each other.
Okay.
And it's just like, one of them's like, I want a bed. The other one's like, I want some toys. I'm like, okay, well, you guys are sharing at this point. You guys are roommates.
Hey, you can make some Pokemon roommates too. If you build like a certain size, like cottage and stuff like that, you can have multiple Pokemon live in a single house and be roommates. So shout out to that too.
I don't know. It's well, it'll be fun to just sit like over time, slowly play this game because it's not going to be something I fully dedicate myself to playing. It's not going to be a main game or anything for me.
Yeah. It's also the highest rated game of the year so far. Shout out to that. It barely beat out Resident Evil on Metacritic. So it is currently #1 on Metacritic for the year until I assume probably Crimson Desert drops here in like 11 days. That is my current prediction that is Crimson Desert's going to score. I think I had, God, what did I put in my Metacritic video? A 92?
Probably too high.
I think 92 is what I did. I think 92 is what was my prediction, but it's like
that is pretty high.
My scaling was, and I said this in the video, this thing could score like a 95 or could score an 82. I don't know. I don't know where. Somewhere in that range.
The good news is, speaking of Crimson Desert, the good news is everybody who has had hands-on experience with the game has nothing but glowing reviews of it.
Yep.
Which is great for me.
Yep. It's coming out very soon. I've got it pre-ordered, ready to get it picked up, ready to try it. Look forward to it. It's gonna be a big game that I'll probably never finish. I'm scared about how big that game is.
Apparently, like the big time commitment is like trying to do everything. If you try to just do, apparently it could be like a 30 to 50 hour game, or it could be a lot longer. But the thing that I've been seeing, and you'll understand this better than I will, is a lot of people with the hands-on previews and stuff for it have been saying the open world feels like RDR2.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but I feel like that's probably good news for you.
No, that's good news for me. That puts it in full perspective in my brain about what we're dealing with. That's manageable.
As far as
I
like
can deal with that.
Well, as far as like what the world is like.
Yeah.
I mean, that just means like the world's nice to travel across and it feels alive.
Yeah. So that's the big thing. If it feels
this
alive,
game's gonna be big because you're supposed to fly across it on dragons.
Yeah, that's fair. That's true. Now, what Zach just said, that's what it kind of tells me and makes me hope for is that like it's gonna feel alive because the Red Dead world is very alive. Oh my God, it is very, very alive. So it's like if it's the comparison as Red Dead 2 in terms of like size and like things to do or whatever, then
not necessarily size, just like they've been saying that's how the world feels.
That still gives me a lot of hope.
As a comparison, I've seen that from several different people now.
Yeah, no, it still gives me a lot of hope. You know, that putting it in that terms, because that's one of the best open world games I've ever played is Red Dead, which that's not a crazy thing to say. But no, that gives me a lot of hope for it. So like I said, I think we're like what, 12 days away, 11 days away. It's on my calendar. Let me look. 12 days. 12 days from this episode, Crimson Desert. So I can't wait. A couple weeks out.
On the first day of Crimson Desert, your dragon gave to you?
Stop. We're past Christmas.
You're right. That's why I said the first day of Crimson Desert.
Interesting. Now I got a couple comments I got to shout out here in a second as well. But first, let me go shout out some Rogue. Let me do that. Use our referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order, and we'd appreciate the extra support. Whether you're picking hydration, energy, or the chill, they're all fantastic. Use promo code Sparky3 for 10% off your order. If they got a better stock on, no big deal. Using the referral link still helps out the brand. Again, that's promo code Sparky3, 10% off. All right, now got a couple comments I want to shout out. It actually is in line with the news that we got this week with Project Helix, the next Xbox hardware console. They said console, I think. I think the official quote was console. Let me see. Project Helix, our next generation console. Official wording is in fact console. But you know the full like everything that's happening right now with Xbox is really interesting because it's like we talked about it. I was like, man, are they going to actually attempt to go back to exclusives? Like, because the way they keep talking about return to Xbox, the plan is the plan until it's not the plan.
Yeah.
You know, it's, you know, Sony, we've seen their pivot, which we're going to touch on. It's like, is Xbox going to actually try to make an attempt their pivot? So, you know, just kind of touching on the full quote real quick, and then it'll tie into the comments that we have. You know, great start to the morning with Team Xbox, where we talked about our commitment to the return of Xbox, including Project Helix, the code name for our next generation console. Project Helix will lead in performance and play your Xbox and PC games. Looking forward to chatting about this more with partners and studios at the first GDC next week. So also saying Xbox and PC games, going that more that kind of that hybrid route where like we've all clearly been leaked and been told where it's like, you know, it's a PC and a console friendly shell essentially.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I think another way that, or why they kind of phrase it that way as well is, I'd seen an article a couple weeks ago. I think they're trying to do away with the PC version of Game Pass.
Yeah, just make it Game
and
Pass.
Just merge it all into one.
That makes sense, honestly.
Because it's like it is one where it's like they kind of have to phrase it that way at this point because there's a few games that are like PC only for Game Pass, and then there's a lot of games that are only console on it.
True.
So it's like if their next one, if they want to get away with it, is going to have to be able to play everything.
Yeah. Now with this generation, you know, they've tried to go and split everything in so many different directions, right? And one of the greatest examples is what we've talked about at nauseum with having a very consumer-friendly product with the Series S, which has caused numerous problems, and they have the two different Game Passes, multiple tiers of Game Pass. So it feels like they're just trying to take all of this spread out everywhere, this is an Xbox stuff, and try to bring it all back home to one thing. So it's like one Game Pass, one piece of hardware, whatever. And in terms of the idea of like, okay, could they actually go back to exclusivity? You know, someone said Elder Scrolls 6 is Xbox Helix launch title, and it's a system seller. Look, I understand, like, yeah, you'd want to try to put Elder Scrolls 6 on multiple consoles. I get it. But like, if you want to move your hardware, that's going to probably be
definitely do it.
That's going to probably be a pretty good way to do it.
I'm going to be honest. They have Bethesda now under their wings. Yeah. So, I mean, if they want a title that people will most definitely buy their console for, there you go.
Yeah, and they also said, dude, you do not know how popular Skyrim and Fallout 4 modding right now on Xbox. The fact that the PC mods will work on Helix and Xbox will have unrestricted mods. Also fair. I mean, you know, the modding scene for both those games have been crazy for the longest time.
Oh, well, yeah, most definitely.
They've also, like, especially Fallout has come back in, and it's like, it's for some reason it's back and popular to play again for some reason.
Yeah.
The only thing is, it's like, do you think maybe I'm just being cynical about it? I'm not picturing Elder Scrolls 6 actually being a console pusher.
Really? It's just because you've had your prediction on Elder Scrolls 6, and you've stood pretty firm in your stance on this.
Well, even without that, it's like I've lost my excitement.
Yeah.
It's been long enough. I'm not excited anymore.
Yeah,
they have to win me back over now.
Right.
Well, I mean,
so I think that's part of my problem. Is
I think it is because like realistically, there are certain types of titles out there that's going to move something, and I think Elder Scrolls 6 would be one.
I was about to say I find it hard not that if they say, "Hey, Project Helix," and one of our release games is going to be Elder Scrolls 6, I find it hard not believing that the community's not going to go, "Oh, hell yeah."
It's going to be a mix of hell yeah and are you kidding me? Because they're going to have to buy that hardware.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be like $1,000+. So it's a double-edged sword there. That's for sure. That's for sure.
But there's people who aren't even going to consider that. They're just going to be like, Elder Scrolls, yes.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls 6, say less. I'm buying it.
So I'm kind of I'm looking at it now. I'm like, well, if Helix is going to play both Xbox and PC games,
yeah.
If it's going to be technically Helix exclusive, it'll have to be playable on the PC client as well, which is good news for me.
Yeah, true.
Because then I wouldn't have to buy the console.
Yeah. You know, because like it's with it being able to do both, essentially, like I mentioned earlier and kind of teased, it's just kind of interesting to see like the landscape of where everyone's kind of going, because it's like you have Steam coming out with the Steam Machine, which is a PC console hybrid essentially.
Yep.
and then you have Xbox going like this Project Helix where it's playing PC and Xbox, and you know, like they're kind of doing it's almost like Xbox and Steam are trying to compete now, right? And Xbox is like, we already lost to Sony, we're moving on. Like it's
so you take on Steam?
Yeah, I know, that's my thought. It's like, why go that route then?
I think competing is the wrong word. Coexisting.
Yeah, that would be the better term.
Yeah, coexisting, because like there's also the talk that Steam's going to be playable on the Project Helix, which ties into the whole, you know, official report from like Bloomberg where Sony is pulling away from PC ports, because it's a mix of, I think it's a mix of, number one, is the money that they're putting into it worth it? Because I saw like a sales number earlier, and I trust me, I understand why this sales number is the way that it is. We all know. But like there was one sales number, it's like, you know, Spider-Man 2 has sold 16 million copies on the PS5 to date. They only sold 700K on Steam. Now, granted, that's because it wasn't day and date. We know that.
Yeah.
But it's still like the sales are not there.
It's a combination of it's not day and date. It also, Sony does a piss poor job of porting games.
Yeah, their ports are terrible.
So it's like you can't even hardly say it's like, is the money they're putting into it worth it? Because it's like they're not putting any money into it.
Right. And then there's the other side of things of them just wanting to protect the integrity of the brand, because like their mindset is like, oh my God, can you imagine, you know, Ghost of Tsushima and God of War Ragnarok playable on Xbox hardware?
Yeah.
You know, like when the time comes, and let's say Project Helix has Steam. So that also makes me think, is Sony going to delist their games at some point? Maybe not anytime soon, but let's say 2 years from now, when Helix maybe comes out, are they going to delist their games from Steam?
Depending on the capabilities, I mean, possibly.
They would probably consider it.
I don't think they're going to care.
That's too much. That's too much backlash.
I don't think they're going to care about the backlash.
I mean, with the older titles, they possibly might stay on, but I mean, yeah, I highly doubt we would see older titles or newer titles.
Because it's also like it's going to be playable on Steam Machine, technically. Unless there's some weird coding where it's set up, it's like, hey, Steam, you have to put this in for our game where these games aren't playable on that hardware. I don't know if that's possible. Like,
I mean, you can region lock games on Steam, because, I mean, developers can choose, I mean, what areas can buy their games and whatnot, can't they?
Yeah, that's also got Sony and hot water.
That's also got Sony and some shit.
So
too,
I mean, what's saying they don't have a thing that's being like, hey, this can only be purchased on the PC version and not on the Helix or Steam Machine?
I'm in the mindset I'm not going to be shocked if they delist all of their major first parties in like two years plus, and just rip the Band-Aid off, take the bad press, and just deal with it.
I mean, that's usually how they do it anyways.
Yeah, clearly, you know, with Blue Point and shit like that. But I could totally see that happening. Also commented, Oblivion Remaster proves that Bethesda still has it. They just have to go back to their roots and make Elder Scrolls fun. Well, Oblivion Remaster, I do agree, because you know they did assist with a remaster with the Oblivion Remaster, but I believe that was also Virtuos Studios.
But with that as well, that's also hitting on a lot of people's nostalgia and favorite Elder Scrolls game.
Me
with that one. This actually comes back around to something that I was want to say is, as much as I've been excited about Elder Scrolls 6, and I have lost my excitement about it, trying to get excited for a Bethesda game when I know their formula, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know what the game, unless they drastically change what they're going to do.
Right.
I know what the game is.
Yeah.
I know what the gameplay is. I know what the game is going to be. And it's hard to get excited.
I mean, it's the thing also, like with our generation, like your first Elder Scrolls is typically the person's favorite. Because like I know in our generation, we have a mix of people saying Morrowind is the best, Oblivion, and then Skyrim.
Yep.
And just literally a matter of when you joined.
Yeah, when you started.
I joined with Skyrim, and trying to go backwards was awkward. And I haven't gone to the Oblivion remake or remaster or whatever to see how it feels playing that.
I mean, it's solid.
Very good. Very good.
I mean, I also think the thing, because Bethesda's last big hitter was Starfield, right? They haven't released.
Calling that a hitter?
I guess
it's their last big game.
Last big hitter, as far as we're concerned.
Last big game, yeah.
Regardless of what the outcome of that ended up being amongst the community and everyone else, even though we were distinctly on the side of,
John's prediction of Starfield will forever be incredible.
Cat caught fire only to be right.
Dude, I was constantly defending him in the comments. up until that game's release. I mean, he took it on the shins for
And then
over
the
a
comments
year.
disappeared.
He took it on the shins for a hot minute.
I have no problem being the heel.
Yeah,
I will make
the heel.
I will make the comments.
Yeah, you were 1000% the heel.
Just to see what happens.
So I feel like where I was going with that is in my mind is like Bethesda games are still very fun and can be fun.
Yeah.
But I think I'm in the same thing as John, and just like I need something, because with how Starfield came out, like I barely got in an hour in that game. I was like,
Yeah,
I'm not feeling this at all.
Yeah, I played it on Game Pass, and I was like, man, I would be so pissed if I spent money.
And I feel like if they release another game that I can, where I'm get like an hour more into, I'm still not feeling it, I'm putting them in Far Cry category.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Legitimately,
Don't do that.
As bad as I don't want to say it, that's where I'm kind of at.
Come on, don't put them in Far Cry.
They're not there
territory.
yet.
Bethesda has made some great games, and they have the potential to make great ones going forward. But at the same time, they are stuck in their ways of making the exact same game in a different type of environment.
I mean, 76 ended up being very good. Fallout 76.
It took it a few
It took
years.
time,
but
though, but
now it's like the game.
But it also had like its own unique thing with the whole multiplayer thing. But then they had to reincorporate Fallout mechanics that they took out for whatever reason.
Yeah. It's equal with GTA 6 too. It's the same with previous GTA games that make the GTA 6 not exciting anymore then.
Oh yeah, this is the not excited about GTA 6 podcast, by the way.
Yeah. First off, that is one thing that none of us are super pumped for GTA 6. I mean, I enjoy the GTA franchise as a casual player, but I will say I think with what kind of John's saying about like just there's not excitement anymore. I do genuinely think the same thing kind of applies to GTA 6 up until, let's say last year and now, right? Because now it
has been long enough since we've heard about it that I struggled to get any excitement when talking about it because I don't believe it's happening anytime.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't believe it's happening anytime soon, even though I've predicted that it's happening.
Like, look,
and even though we've had like several release dates, which it's moved like twice, right?
What, GTA?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, GTA I think's moved. I think twice. Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It was either 2 or 3 times.
I think it's 2. Yeah.
So I mean, at this point, it's that thing of like
I
we
think it's fair to
see
be
it.
excited. Like now it's time to be excited.
we see it and we'd like to be excited, but you keep being like, "Hey, here it is."
We're good. Nothing broke. We're good.
I'm surprised it took you that long to hit it.
No, so
It's a big ass statue. I don't know what you want from me. It's my friggin' Tekken 7.
No, it's just
Heihachi.
the way you move your arms around. I was like, I've been watching it going, he's going to hit it.
one of these days he's gonna smack him right on the butt.
Well, I didn't even hit it. I hit that.
Okay, all right. No, like I think with GTA 6, like I think at this present day, like it's very fair to get excited, right? Like where the end goal's in sight. I firmly believe it's not moving. We've gotten trailers, right? And they look fantastic. The game looks unbelievable. The engine looks great. Now is the time to be excited. But if GTA is your #1 favorite franchise, even 3 years ago, I think you were valid to be excited because that is your franchise. That's your thing. But like 3 years ago, I would say it's like, who gives a shit about GTA 6? Like,
Because we had nothing.
We had nothing, no dates, nothing. Like, I don't give a shit. And it's like, look, I love Elder Scrolls. Love Elder Scrolls. I'm going to get 6. I'm going to play the shit out of it. But would I tell you that if it's anywhere in the radar of like my top 25 most anticipated games that I know of, whether if it's this year, next year, year after that, other things I know that we know, no. Because it's like, I don't know when the hell that
We just
thing's
have a
coming
title
out.
card.
And it's
We got
so far
a
out.
title
I
card
don't
6 years
care
ago.
right now.
Yeah. At this point, and let me say right now, if my prediction comes true and we show it, and in summer we see the trailer pop up with it, I'm gonna pop like a fucking crazy person.
Yeah, he will. Yeah,
But until that moment happens, I cannot find myself getting excited about it.
Yeah, because there's other things happening right now to be excited for.
It's like
kind of thing. I get it.
I can't think about an Elder Scrolls 6 and try to get excited about that when I've got a Crimson Desert in 12 days.
Exactly. Like, I mean, I get it. Like, it's like we don't know when that thing's
that's
coming out.
my most anticipated game of the year, and it's about to happen.
Right.
But like for GTA fans, at this point, I'd say
Get pumped.
you could be excited
Get
about
pumped.
GTA if you're a fan of GTA.
Yeah.
I I couldn't care less.
I was about to say none of us are touching it.
He's going to.
I'm
He's
going
the
to.
main.
Are you actually going to get it on
Yeah,
release?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah, he's the mainstream gamer.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
He plays all the big games that come out these days.
I mean, yeah, but
I'm getting it. Yeah.
I figured like GTA 6 was one that we were just skipping.
No, I will play it.
Okay.
I will be there. That's a historic game, legitimately.
Yeah.
No, it is. That's going to be a historic game.
it'll be a historic game.
And I just want to be there at the start of it. Say that I was there.
I will.
Doesn't mean I'm excited. It's not even in top 20 most anticipated games of the year. But I'm gonna play it.
You played GTA 6 when it comes out. I will probably play some indie game that comes out.
Yeah. No, I mean I'll play it. I'll try it. Absolutely. I mean I've enjoyed GTA games in the past. They're just not my favorite franchise. 3 is really good. Vice is good. San Andreas is good. 4 is good. Didn't care for 5. So pretty much everything I've played, I've enjoyed. I never played like the PSP games or anything like that. Never played 1 and 2, which is the top-down games. But I mean, pretty much everything else but 5 I've enjoyed. I didn't care for 5.
He says that most of my time in GTA is in the PSP games.
Never played the PSP games.
What, like Chinatown?
No, they had
Liberty City Stories.
Liberty City Stories and then
Liberty City
Chinatown.
Yeah.
There was Liberty City Stories, and there was another one that wasn't Chinatown.
Ballad of Gay Tony?
That's
that's a DLC.
No, that's a DLC.
That's a DLC.
No, there was. I think there was 3 GTAs on PSP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh. 4 was my favorite. I loved 4. 4 is so good. 4 is I did play a lot of 4 in the 360 era. I had a lot of fun there. We all know the exciting thing for GTA 6 will be those modded RP servers. Yes, they will. That's going to be the thing that's going to take over the world for sure.
I mean, RP servers are sort of what's keeping it alive as far as I'm aware.
I thought I saw something a while ago where like Rockstar is going to like lean into it and have like dedicated servers for it or something.
If they don't, they're missing an opportunity.
Yeah, but also like the thing is about with GTA is I've seen so much back and forth on like how that's going to work with the online and the base game because like I've seen like 2 different things where it's like it could be the base game drops in November, but the GTA Online doesn't drop till like January because they want people to play the base game.
That's understandable.
That's what they did for 5-10
Yeah.
years.
So I think that's probably what it's going to be. So you could play the base game and have a great time there, and then you finally get to go over to.
It's been long enough for people probably forgot. That's what they've done before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if people really want to, someone will probably mod a multiplayer in beforehand if they really want to.
True. No, I don't know how we got on all this. Where were we? I don't remember where.
Your commenter.
I know the commenter, but
we had basically finished talking about Pokopia.
And then we were talking about Helix.
That's right.
Stuff
Helix and Sony.
And then talk about Helix, and then like into like other games that were coming out, and then we just somehow got on GTA.
We went on
happens.
tangent.
Yeah, it happens. It's gonna be fun to try to cut this up. It's gonna be fun trying to cut this up into the different portions. So that's something I got to figure out. But the Project Helix stuff it'll be interesting to see if they actually go a route where there is exclusives. I think Elder Scrolls 6 could be a very strong.
I think it'll be like what we talked about probably a couple weeks ago at this point, where it'll either be they'll either try to do it with a big game or they're gonna spend the next couple years trying to build their new pillars.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, be ideally.
Yeah.
Either big game or with all the studios they have under them, build up a nice little stock and just be like,
whee! Or just like establish your new like Microsoft pillars of gaming that you're gonna have as your first parties and make those exclusives.
Hell, they could take all their indie studios that they've put in like into Xbox Studio, whatever it's called, and just give us back Xbox Arcade.
Loved Xbox Arcade.
And they can just release a bunch of crap on that.
Loved Xbox Arcade. Xbox Arcade was goated, man.
I don't know they'd want to do that though, because Xbox Arcade kind of had the part of the thing with it was it kind of had a ceiling limit on price that you could.
I mean, it did, but again, it would be like Helix Arcade or something. They can change it up.
Speaking of
give me those vibes back.
Those days are gone. Zach.
I mean, they are. They're dead as hell.
Speaking of Pokopia, Pal World devs are also making their own farm game called Pal Farm. They're really trying to piss Nintendo off. Are they?
Did you miss that?
I missed that.
That literally came out the same week they announced Pokopia.
Did they? I missed that. That's great.
How did you miss that?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because like it literally came out. I think it almost came out like the day after Pokopia, and everyone was looking at Pocket Pair like, "Oh, you really want to fight?"
That's so funny. I either I don't remember it or I missed it. But
I was about to say
that's fantastic.
I find it hard you missed that.
Oh, that's funny.
You must have forgotten about it.
They'll do whatever they want.
Pocket Pair does not give a fuck.
They are actively trying to make Nintendo mad. They are saying, please come have a conversation with us.
But I mean, it's the same thing. Like, it's a genre. And I mean, at this point, they've already hit Pocket Pair with all their stuff in their PAL world. I mean, what the hell? What the hell are they gonna hit them this time with? They've already got it.
They're just gonna look. Pocket Pair just gonna sit there and go. I mean, you can come throw hands if you want to.
I was going to say, we got one lawsuit going. Like,
it's like we'll figure it out.
What kind of BS you going to bring us this time? One of the biggest, most recent Nintendo lawsuits, and everyone's like, yeah, Nintendo got him. Then we all saw the lawsuit and went, damn it, Nintendo.
God, dude, Nintendo going to be Nintendo. I'll tell you that, dude. Nintendo always ready to throw some lawsuits out there. There's one out in the world right now that made some news. I'll tell you that. One that made some news the other day as well. So Nintendo's always ready to go out and throw some hands. That's
to protect their image or whatever they want to call it at this point.
Yeah, I know.
Property, IP.
Yeah, which also it's kind of just again interesting with the landscape, everything with Sony pulling away those PC ports to go back to more exclusives, like where everything's only on PlayStation. Go back to that mantra or whatever, because like in all the reports and stuff, like they've said they actively view Nintendo as direct competition. I'm like, I mean, you can try, but Nintendo's going to still be Nintendo and do their own thing. They don't view you as competition. Like, I'm going to tell you that.
You can compete with them. Meanwhile, they're over there going, we got a Switch. Who wants their games on it?
I was about to say, I mean, they view them as competitions and not really like Sony and Xbox where they're perpendicular competition. It's literally like parallels. Like, sure, you can compete with them in sales numbers, but I mean...
Sony's just looking across the river going... Fuck you.
Yeah, basically.
Fuck you, Nintendo. And Nintendo's going, what do we do?
Yeah, Nintendo's
it's not
just
even
vibing.
that. Nintendo's just over on the other side going, what are they saying?
Nintendo's going over there going, we didn't even sue you.
Not yet. We didn't send the ninjas after you. Oh, God.
It's like, they're probably looking, what, you going to sue us like you did Xbox?
All right, let's shout out some merch. Head over to sparky3shop.com, pick up some merch. Like 7 out of 10 is a good game. Don't let the internet tell you otherwise. 7 out of 10 is indeed a good video game, and you should play them. And just like you should go pick up that shirt, or go pick up a hat, or do better, unprofessional, whatever. Go pick up some merch. We'd appreciate that extra support. All right, boys. Let me get this thing pulled up here. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a throwback today to celebrate episode 250.
We haven't even touched on that yet.
Yeah,
I know. We won't spend a lot of time on it.
He says.
We won't. Depends on how much of a tangent we get on, I guess. So, yeah, we're going to do a little bit of a throwback today. Episode 100 of the show, many moons ago, we ranked 25 consoles of the main 4 console creators of Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, and Sega. And we're going to revisit that list today to celebrate 250 and see if there's anything that we would change. And most notably, I guess, how are we feeling about where the Switch is at, since the Switch 1 is kind of reaching its end? How do we feel about the series, the PlayStation 5, and just for shits and gigs, where would we put the Switch 2 in today's age? So just quickly going through the list that we had. This was in 2022, so it's been a hot minute here. Coming in at 25, we had the Wii U. I still disagree with that. 24, we have the Vita. 23, the Saturn. 22, Dreamcast. 21, the PS1. 20, Genesis. I don't know how this happened. I looked at this list the other day, and I questioned how these two are reversed with each other.
I think they had just released, and we didn't have enough to go with.
They were recently out, and there was like nothing for them at that time.
Because it was during the time when you were more or less having to do scalper prices for them.
Yeah, because this was still 2 years after release, and it still didn't feel like 2 years after release.
No,
yeah.
This was probably a coin flip.
Well, either way, 19 we had PS5 and 18 Xbox Series. I don't know how we managed to do that.
Well, those are about to change, probably.
Yeah. I don't know how those got ranked the way they did, but they did. 17 Game Boy and Game Boy Color, 16 the Xbox One, 15 3DS, 14 PSP, 13 NES, 12 Super NES, 11 Game Boy Advance, 10 PS3, 9 Xbox, 8 in Nintendo 64, 7 Nintendo DS, 6 the Wii.
Man, I fought for those.
I know you did, which I'm going to touch on here in a minute. 5 the PS4, 4 the Nintendo Switch, 3 the GameCube, 2 the Xbox 360, 1 the PS2. So for context and how this ranking came to be is that all three of us put together a list, I think, and then we sat on a call for 2 hours and argued.
Along with 3 other people.
Yeah, so there was quite the process of getting these ranked.
Some of us brought facts to the discussion, and
what are you trying to say?
And other people brought nostalgia.
What are you trying to say right now?
I can't argue with John about this. I mean, this
I'm
partial list
still
is
mad
just nostalgia.
I'm looking at number 3 here, and I'm mad.
Why?
I'm still mad because I was mad back
You
then.
were
I was mad 4 years ago.
In fact, I still have the channel. If you guys look at the channel right underneath it, GS EP100 Prep, John has the first thing in there is John's list where he has list and he says, "What the fuck just happened?" That image is still in the Discord.
It's like I think I just got tired of arguing with
I think you did.
I just gave up
because me and Zach were the defenders of the GameCube.
Because
it's got a great library, is what it came down to.
Oh, wasn't the library though? The library was the excuse that was being used.
That's the argument. It's a great library.
Some people just planted a flag and weren't willing to listen to anything.
It's deserving to be very high because it has such a great library.
I think it deserves to be high. I still think 3 was high.
So again, I think the library is that good to warrant it being at 3, but I will say I do think it needs to drop now.
Oh, I mean, I do too.
Because I think the Switch needs to go up. Because legit, the Switch has one of the best overall.
100% needs to be.
Yeah. Switch has one of the best gaming libraries of all time. I would say Switch needs to actually go to 2. 360 needs to go down.
I may sound like I'm mad about this list in hindsight. I was this mad 4 years ago.
That's true.
He's not even joking.
Yeah, he was so pissed of us going through this damn call.
We had like 5 or 6 people in that call, and I was fighting everyone. I was the lone person going, "What are we doing?" At least in this topic, I planted some flags too.
You did, yeah. I also want the record to be known. It was this list is what broke John of where he just said going forward. Let's just do a bracket. Let's do a bracket. I don't want to sit in a call anymore.
We did this, and the next thing you did for the next like milestone episode, you were like, "Yeah, you want to do a list of games or something?" I went, "No."
Let's do a bracket. I don't want to do that.
It took this to break John. I've always been against lists.
This was just like, it was 25 items. I was like, being a call for an hour. We weren't there for 2 hours. I think we were there for almost 4.
Yeah, we were there for a while.
I think it was about 4 hours, yeah. So, I mean, it's fun to revisit and it's fun to go back and just think about the arguments that we had for this.
I mean, no, the fun part is watching John still be as hot as he was back then.
That's true. I mean, that's what makes it fun, man. I will say.
That's because I hadn't looked at this list until just now. I haven't looked at it 4 years, and I looked at it again. And it started at number 1, and I looked and went, "Fuck, the GameCube doing up there?"
All right, so let me ask you guys this question. Let's just hammer on like just strictly the top 10 for right at the moment. The top 10 we've got. What do you guys think should move? What do you guys like? Because like I'm in agreement. I think Switch needs to go. I would say Switch needs to go as high as number 2. Like that's my personal opinion. Like how are we feeling about the top 10s? The top 10 we had was PS3, Xbox, N64, DS, Wii, PS4, Switch, GameCube, 360, and PS2. The Xbox was one that I was not for being in the top 10, but I understand why, because it like revolutionized online gaming. It started Halo. I get it. But like I think the depth of the catalog is pretty meh. Like you have some really strong like entry titles with Halo, Halo 2, Fable. Like you have one of my favorites of all time of Conquer Live and Reloaded, and there are some others in there. But like the sad part is if you look up best Xbox original games of all time, there's a lot of third parties in there.
Yes, I mean it could definitely go lower because I mean Xbox was definitely a good initial console, but it was an initial console that had a fairly solid launch. But overall, if you really take a spectrum of all the consoles we have, and overall, it is on the weaker side.
Yeah.
If you were wanting to move it out of the top 10, just like essentially shift it down, essentially out, what are you putting up there?
So that's the great question. So the rest of the top 10, in my opinion, all stay. So it's literally Xbox is the one that I say needs to drop. And honestly, just looking at like the ones that are on the outside in, I would personally be very fine with Game Boy Advance at 11, kind of bumping up. because it's still way too early to say, oh yeah, Switch 2 is top 10 all time. I'm gonna go ahead and predict it. Switch 2 is probably gonna be top 10 all time, but that's like 5 years from now to decide.
Yeah. Switch 2 right now is just Switch with a couple games.
Yeah, like it doesn't deserve it now.
I mean, overall, it is a better hardware than the Switch.
Yeah, and like because of that, has an incredible amount of possibility and potential, right? But we need to see more of these Switch 2 only titles to come out and kind of push those bounds. But like, I like the idea of the Game Boy Advance going top 10. Game Boy Advance is goated.
I would be okay with that if Xbox goes to 11. GBA
Here we go.
goes,
Wheeling and dealing.
Here we go.
GTA or GBA goes 10. PS3 goes 9. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, just going straight up. Yeah,
it's like essentially you just swap the places and then give it the number 10 slot. I'm acceptable with that. Well, I'm not a GBA guy. I was a GBC guy.
Yeah. See, I was a GBA guy, man. GBA has like a stupid good catalog.
Actually, just was like 2 days ago. Had all my Game Boy Color games out. Was going through looking at them. I was like, man, these be fun.
Yeah. Like I said, I do agree that I think GameCube should drop. I think the new top 5 should be PS2, Switch, 360, GameCube or PS4. I think at this present time, I might actually say PS4 over the GameCube because as much as I hate it with a burning passion, PS4 is still getting new games, so their catalog just keeps growing. Right, an already incredible catalog. So I think that could be a pretty solid top 5. I like GameCube at 4, but again, PS4's catalog keeps growing. I mean, it's got like God of War Ragnarok, for example, from a couple of years ago. Like they keep, even right now, they're still unfortunately manufacturing some games for PS4. Not as much as it was last year. Was a year that kind of really started to kind of cut it off. And I know one question that for anyone that might be watching the video might be asking, it's like, well, we're talking about the PS5. I'm going to be honest. I don't think PS5 goes in top 10.
No,
not yet.
I don't.
I think
it's weird to say not yet, and it's been 6 years.
I think at best,
Shit, we have it at 17 on here, and that was 2 years out already.
I know. I still don't think it's top 10.
I think PS5 at best makes it to number 15.
No, I would actually say 12. I would say 12.
I mean, because it is a solid piece of hardware.
It's a solid piece of hardware, but I don't like personally.
I like 12 personally.
I don't know that I would. Well,
because I do like the games that are releasing in this generation. Now, granted, I understand a lot. Some of them are cross-play, like cross-gens, but we do have, Spider-Man 2. We have Ragnarok. I understand. It was on both. I just made that point. Horizon Forbidden West. Ghost of Yotei. We're gonna have Wolverine soon. I think while the content feels super limited, and that's been talked about ad nauseum about how limited the content's been and how crappy of a generation it is a really good piece of hardware. It's just been used the wrong way, I think is a way to put it.
I'll back off on this because this is a heavy nostalgia one that I'm looking at here.
Super Nintendo.
No, I was struggling to put it above PSP.
Oh,
I knew it. I was looking at it.
You do love your PSP.
I would almost still take a PSP over PS5.
And that's the sad part, man. Because it's like this generation, because we talked about this as a topic. Is this the worst generation ever? We talked about this, and like you actually argue that it's tough to call it the worst because there's been a lot of good games. It's just it's been the most mismanaged. Yes,
and it's hard to argue that despite how both the PS5 and the Xbox Series are, they are both exceptional pieces of hardware.
Yeah, see, like that's the thing that gets lost in translation, especially for the Xbox. Yeah. Is that it gets lost in translation because of the mismanagement that it's shitty hardware. It's not shitty hardware. It's phenomenal. Like it's weird how it's worked out, but I play the Xbox Series X more than any other console I have because I play mostly like all my third parties. I actively play it on Xbox. That's just my preference. Number one, because I'm a physical collector and I want physical games on my shelf, and I'm not buying Xbox first parties. And it runs the third parties phenomenally. Will I get a third party on PS5? Yeah, if there's like some cool DualSense features, then I will. But like they're great pieces of tech, but that kind of gets lost in translation. I think the PS5 is legitimately a great gen, but I think with how this gen's gone, we're 6 years in, and like while we could finish strong, yes, it's tough for me to ever consider this thing ever being a top 10 console. Like, I don't think I can ever consider that personally, just because it's like the library is so weird and wonky with certain things.
Yeah.
You know, there's not many true exclusives. You know, there's only a handful of true exclusives. So I don't know. I think 15 is I think the floor that you were saying. I think 15 to 12 I think is fair.
You know what I would probably shift my like top 5 around for me. What I'd probably shift around. I'll even include your GameCube in there.
Let's go. Let's go.
I would probably say PS2. I agree. Switch probably deserves to go number 2 at this point.
Yeah, it does. 100%.
360. And then I'm gonna bump the Wii to number 4 and then go GameCube 5.
Ooh, look at that. Nintendo having 3 of the spots is crazy. That's crazy.
Mainly because, like, if you look at the reasons that I argued for the Wii to be as high as it is.
You did argue for the Wii. I mean, the Wii deserved to be, you know,
like we put
high.
we put PS4 in there, but at the time that we did this list, me and you were huge on the PS4.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like several of us that were in the call were big on PS4 at the time because it was still early enough in the generation where a lot of us were still playing our PS4.
Right.
What do you mean early?
Well, because it was 2 years when there wasn't shit to do on the PS5.
Exactly.
So we were still playing our PS4.
Like PS4 games and stuff, yeah.
I don't even know if I had my PS4 at that point.
Pretty sure you
PS5?
did.
Or a PS5 at that point.
Oh yeah, no, probably not.
Actually, no, I don't think so, because I don't think you actually bought it until...
I didn't buy it for a while.
You didn't buy it until I think when, like, I think 2022, because that was when Ragnarok came out.
Because I think Alex was the only one with one at the time.
Yeah,
when we made this
I was
list.
the only one. I think you bought it for Ragnarok.
Yeah, I bought it around the time Ragnarok happened.
Yeah, so
because you sent me the random link that was like, hey, I know you were talking about buying one. Here's a link where you can get in and like get into a queue for it.
Yeah, 2 years later, we still having queues. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, dude, this generation's been so weird.
But yeah, for me, I bumped PS4 down to 6, and yeah, I have a Nintendo heavy top 5.
Yeah,
but realistically, if you look at the best selling consoles, it's all Sony and Nintendo.
Yeah, it
just
is
dominating the top of the list.
Yeah, and then Microsoft sneaks in at I think the 10 spot with the 360, and that's it.
But it's like it's like that's just a interesting like comparison. But yeah, I do think that as far as consoles go, Nintendo has when they hit, they fucking hit.
I mean, they really do.
But when they miss, they miss. You know, because like Wii U was obviously a colossal miss. In terms of sales, the GameCube was a colossal miss. Like it was.
Well, considering if you even mention a Wii U, if they know what it is, some people still think it was just an accessory to the Wii.
That's what I thought it was when it got revealed. I didn't realize it was a whole new console right when it got revealed. I thought it was just an accessory. I'm like, oh shit, never mind. Bad marketing. Bad marketing.
Yeah, Wii U had terrible marketing.
All right, so where does the Xbox Series go at this point, and where would you throw the Switch 2 in?
I would put Series at 15.
It is a good piece of hardware, so I can get it.
I wouldn't move it terribly far from where we currently have it.
So we had it at 18, so you actually bump it up 3.
Oh.
Yeah, it's at 18.
Yeah,
so do you bump it up or are you moving it down?
It was 18 and 19
Oh, my bad.
Were where we had them before.
Yeah, I would put it above the Series, the 1.
Oh, yeah, it's above the 1. So that I feel like the 1 should go down. I'm gonna be honest. I was against the 1 being so high. I was adamantly against that.
We also when we did these lists, like everybody kind of had their like top of the list.
Yeah.
That they had on there. And they were,
and then if someone had something they wanted to sneak in at the bottom, everyone was like, all right.
Yeah. Because it's like the Xbox One made it as high as it did because one person was arguing for it.
Sup?
Well, actually, 2 people were arguing for it because it was Zach and it was Jared.
That's fair.
Because Jared he hadn't become the PlayStation guy like we did.
Yeah. A lot of arguments on that one. That was one where kind of like John talked about the GameCube, just had to concede. Like, all right, you know what? Whatever. That's where it's getting placed.
Because that was one where it's like, I'm arguing about like 3 or 4 at that point.
And it was at 16. It's not like it took over much at the time.
I mean, I know, but I'd drop it down to like 20. I don't think the Xbox One should be that high. But the Xbox Series is definitely above the 1. For the Switch 2, I mean, man, it's so early. I mean, I feel like that just like a 15 to 12 spot as well, somewhere in there.
I don't even know that I'd go that high, not because of the hardware or anything, but because there's there's very little reason to have a Switch 2 at this point.
I was about to say the main reasons you can count on a single hand.
That's actually true.
There are very few Switch 2 exclusives that would make you like push you to buy the console. Like if you didn't for people who don't just upgrade or buy them when the console's there, there's still not a whole lot of reason for people to buy it. Granted, one of the games we talked about today, Pokopia, has actually been a Switch 2 pusher.
Yep.
But that's for like the cozy game players.
Yeah.
It's like they're buying Switch 2s to play this because they may not necessarily be Pokemon fans, but they love cozy games.
Right. Yeah, no, Pokopia is that one that's going to help push consoles for sure.
But it's
and
like,
as more stuff comes out, like Fire Emblem's Fortune Weave, if it takes over the world like you're predicting.
oh yeah, that's going to be a console push.
Yeah, Winds and Waves next year with how good it looks. I mean, those are things that's going to help further push consoles. Obviously, whatever the next Mario is, that obvious there. Next Zelda as well.
For me, like if we bump like the series up to like 15, I'd probably set Switch 2 like right behind it.
I've been Switch 2 above it.
I think it could go either way, honestly.
It really could.
It could go wherever right there,
Yeah.
but it's like it doesn't. It's holding hands with it wherever it goes.
Yeah, because like in the Switch 2's case, it's still so early, and there's not many Switch 2 exclusives.
It's getting the PS5 and Series treatment.
Look, I want the record to be known: the Switch 2 is going to be a top 10 console.
The Switch 2
but it's just so early.
It will eventually get there, but
Yeah.
right now there's very little reason.
At this
to have
standing point.
And look, I understand the series sales are abysmal. All right, I get it. But look, dude, it's a phenomenal piece of hardware. Game Pass is still the best deal in gaming. I mean, the amount of like day one Game Pass. I mean, last year's Game of the Year winner went to Game Pass day one.
Yep.
Right? Like, I mean, it's still the best deal in gaming. Quick Resume is one of the best features in current gaming consoles. I love it to death.
If they ever got it, it could run the Switch 2's entire catalog with no issues.
Yeah, I mean, like, I understand the arguments like, well, it doesn't have exclusives. I get it. But, like, I've said this before. While Xbox doesn't necessarily make the God of Wars, the Red Dead 2s, the Elden Rings, the Last of Us, the Expedition 33s, the Game of the Year winners, while they may not do that, they consistently make, for the most part, really good games. Like games that will always score in those 80s range that are just good and fun to play.
You know what the comparison is really? Sony's going to make your Game of the Year winners.
Correct.
They are going to make they're occasionally going to come out with your masterpiece. Xbox is not going to do that. You know what Xbox is going to have?
They're going to push the Game of the Year winners.
You know what Xbox is going to produce? They're going to produce. You remember when you go to GameStop like during the holidays and they got that like buy 5 games bundle? You're picking up 5 Xbox games.
That's great, dude. I love the PS3 generation's goated for that.
It's like that's not harping on it. It's like that's just saying it's like you may not buy the games all at once, but it's like you're gonna show up and eventually you're gonna get every single one of them and you're gonna play them.
Yep.
Like
Or at the very least, they're going to be sitting on a shelf somewhere.
They're gonna
whether
get
physical or digital.
Yeah,
All right.
it's like they're gonna have the games where it's like you look at them and you go, yeah, I've been meaning to play that. I've been meaning to play that.
Yeah. No, very true. Very true.
Sony's got your day ones. Xbox has your backlog.
That Xbox has your backlog. That's a great quote right there. I love that. Oh no, it was fun to revisit this list, but a lot of arguing took place. Making this list. But yeah, I think series. I think series is, as much as it's potentially a hot take for people that it moved up. I think there is an argument for it moving up, but there's also a very strong argument for it moving down.
Yeah, I mean, also
But that's why we have a comment section on YouTube for you to go comment your thoughts.
the other thing is a lot of the stuff under like 15 on our list.
We
don't give a shit about.
Because what's it beating? It is beating the Wii U, as we've mentioned, terrible marketing. And the Vita, a handheld above it before its time.
Yeah. If that would have come out in like the 2020 era, Been a
If we're talking straight hardware, Vita's not 24. I'll tell you that. But as a complete package.
Sega Saturn. There's someone probably watching this video who doesn't even know what a Saturn is and wasn't even alive.
True.
Dreamcast, PS1, a good initial console release, but it was an initial console release.
Yeah.
Still figuring out that space. Genesis, currently between the three of us, Sega's best console they released, which was the first console they released. And then
Game Boy Color, and the 1.
Yeah.
And the 3DS. I don't need to repeat that to Christina. She'll kill me. If I repeat to her how low that 3DS is, she might kill me.
She'll never have to know.
That's fine. Just let her know that the DS itself
Top 10.
really up there because I
10.
really pushed it.
Top 10. PS Vita would be competing with mobile phones. Yeah, I mean, if it was out today, yeah.
I mean, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Again, it was a handheld before its time.
Christina actually just recently modded her Vita and has been playing around with that. So, shout out.
Yeah. Vita. Essentially, when the Portal came out, we were hoping it was a new version of the Vita.
Very true. I'm still hoping for a new version of a Vita coming out. I think the Portal is still PlayStation testing the waters on if they can get back to the handheld market. That's my opinion.
Maybe we'll get one.
Maybe.
I'd be really happy.
But no, shout out to our top 25 list from episode 100 from way back when. We just wanted to revisit that today. And then, we already have a game plan for once.
Hell, if you want to go watch that video, it's probably more heated than that video than it is currently.
That's very true. I'm pretty sure if you watch that video as we get to each point, there are definitely a few where someone's going to speak up. I disagree with this, but I got outvoted.
Because it was literally
that comes up a few times.
It was like a day or two after we had that talk on Discord, so we were all still heated.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Literally came into my office, all just like, all right, we'll see how this thing's gonna go.
I vividly remember Game Boy Color getting placed and me just going, I don't like it.
Oh, that list was it was fun to make to an extent. To an extent.
You used the wrong word.
Terrible.
He is using the wrong list.
Yeah. All right, you guys got anything else you want to shout out? You ready to go through the weekly wrap up?
I'm good.
All right, let's do it. First thing, Zach, I'm sorry. So Gang of Dragon might be GG's there. Per Bloomberg, apparently NetEase is stopping funding for Gang of Dragon in May after discovering that the game needs about $44.4 million left to complete the game at least. So I'm
sorry, I can't blame them.
I mean, I can't, but my question is how much has already been put in it? Because in the grand scheme of a game, especially one that looks like what Gang of Dragon looks like 44 million is a lot, yeah, but especially if it kind of pops up that's how much more you need, that's a lot of money. But how much has already been put in, right?
It's one where
are we in Spider-Man 2 levels? Because that's astronomical.
I was about to say, Gang of Dragon wasn't Project Century, was it?
Yes.
Oh, that's Project Century?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I guess I missed when they announced the actual name.
Yeah. That's Project Century.
I mean, I cannot blame NetEase if that's how much they need for production.
That just kind of popped up.
Yeah,
know?
Because I mean, they know the developer's good for games. Just look at the Yakuza series, but at the same time, this is a new IP, which is.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this 44.4 million is a significant portion or a significant percentage of what they've already invested in it. Because it's the Yakuza games, arguably, you could say, are probably made on a smaller budget. It's
you would think.
It's they've developed everything at this point. They've developed their engine. They've got everything ready. They know what they're doing. They can pump the games out for a lot cheaper. So it could be one where it's is this $44.4 million essentially an extra 40% of what they thought they were going to have to pay? Because it's what if the game was they expected the game to only be $100 million,
right? And
now they're you want us to pay 50% more to finish this game? Yeah, fuck off.
Right.
It's it would make sense, but also you're probably gonna make that back.
Yeah. So now it's at a point where the studio is now facing closure. So this may never actually come out. I've seen a lot of people praying and tagging and hoping that Sega's going to come save the day. Everyone's like, Sega, come save your boy. Come save him, please.
All I can think is be like, reach out to Microsoft. They need something.
I know, right? I mean, shit, they might be willing to drop the cash on it, But no, I mean that would really suck if this game just got canned
because of what the tech stuff we've seen looks phenomenal,
it looks incredible.
Yeah, like this would be one of those games that would like go down in history as like a what if, because a lot of people like to point to like, let's say Scalebound, for example. Gang of Dragon would be in that category of like what if, what if the funding issue didn't pop up and NetEase rolled with it or whatever. Like this is just a disappointing situation because like I'm not a Yakuza player by any means, but even I can agree this game looks freaking awesome. This game looks insane.
No, this is entirely different IP.
Yeah, I know, but obviously from the Yakuza creator, there's those clear inspirations, So it's like this is going to go down as like one like the biggest like what ifs. Like it's going to fall into the realm of like the Scalebound. It'll probably be the top of the list, honestly, because of how crazy this game looks. But
I feel like somebody's going to step in.
Yeah, someone's got to.
You
Microsoft, Sega, someone's going to step in,
or
even Sony,
or RGG's. Is it actually RGG or is it just the original like, Yakuza developer?
It's the original Yakuza creator.
Okay,
it's the OG dude.
It's not RGG.
I forgot his name, but yeah, like the studio's named after him.
I thought it was an RGG.
I was thinking it was RGG
because Project Century, when it initially got revealed, it
had RGG.
It had RGG.
Yeah. Oh, did it? Okay, my fault.
Okay, then. Dang, how much money would they have to put in this? If
that's what I'm questioning.
The RGG studio itself would be facing closure, or is it just like an offshoot of RGG? I wonder.
I'm starting to think it's RGG, but it's kind of like how they do a lot of their games, where it's an offshoot team, probably, and it could just be like a studio in a studio is how they work.
Gotcha. Because that would make a lot more sense. Because I find it hard that just losing this one backer could cause the whole entirety of RGG to collapse. But also, I don't know what their expenses and finances look like. So
right, yeah. No, I think if it was RGG at risk, I think Microsoft themselves would step in.
Well, I mean, they got ties with Sega, so I think Sega would step in.
Well, it's like Sega would step in, but it's like I would think Microsoft would as well because Microsoft gave them a big bag for all their Game Pass stuff too.
Yeah, for Yakuza. Yeah,
it's like they wanted that bad, so it's like they'd be like, "Hey, we need your stuff.
We need you."
It's like we need you over here, so keep doing what you're doing.
But yeah, regardless, Gang of Dragons sad. We'll have to just hope and see with crossed fingers how this plays out.
So the developer, the studio is shit, I just lost it. Nagashi Studio Inc. So yeah, I mean it's but from the original creator, it's his own personal studio.
So not necessarily officially RGG, but possibly tied to RGG.
Yeah, correct. Like let me go look even at Steam. Yeah. Like even at Steam, publisher and developer both is Nagashi.
Okay.
So like his studio may be GG now because of this situation. It's like it's.
But I'm with you, John. I could have swore when they showed off the first.
I thought they did too. But
it might have been initially, or like something where he partnered with them to show it off.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I'm just
Regardless, it'll be sad because the two tech videos we have look fucking clean.
I know. So that news literally just all like popped off the first thing this morning. So I don't know. Super unfortunate. Hopefully someone comes in and saves the day. It is time for the best part of the episode. The best part of the episode right here. Abandoned again. One of our favorite topics in history at Gamesthetic.
This stupid ass studio.
Blue Box Game Studios has made the news in 2026, specifically the abandoned game where the game is getting abandoned. So apparently Blue Box Game Studio CEO Hassan, his PSN account was recently spotted playing a game called Abandoned Gospels of Blood.
The same CEO who, after everything happened, disappeared off the face of the internet.
Literally just vanished. So the game's still in development. He still wants to make the game. One day we will get Abandoned.
We still have no idea what the game is.
We don't know.
I said it back then. I'll say it again. The thing that you paid for was to be abandoned.
Yeah, it was to be abandoned. Like the like the prologue demo thing was literally just someone walking. That's all it was. Like, this is what a joke this whole thing
I forgot
was.
it even got that out.
Yeah, this whole thing was a damn joke, dude. Like, oh my god. Yeah, there was the constant meme for a while that this was actually Silent Hill and Kojima's secret studio, and even Kojima kind of played into it, that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But God bless. One day we might see Abandoned still. Well, I want to know who's friends with Hassan where they can see this. I want to be friends with him. I want to follow this progress, so that way I can pass the progress on to John, because I know John wants to know about it. He wants to pick up Abandoned Gospels of Blood day one, like I do. But who would have thought
Here's the
Abandoned
real
would
question.
be in the news cycle in 2026?
I said they spotted it on his PSN account. I wonder which console it was on.
Oh, it was on PS5. Yeah, it was on PS5. Yeah, it had the PS5 symbol. So, yeah, it was on PS5.
Like, he has the money to afford a dev kit for a PS5.
That's also what I'm saying, right? Oh God! Shout out to Abandoned. What a meme. What a great thing that John loves ever so much.
This wild announcement that everyone was hyped up for the week.
I'm actually excited for this. Sword Art Online Echoes of Aincrad. Like, this actually looks really sick. We did get a release date July 9th. This is officially on my radar. I thought it looked really cool. You play as another player at SAO. It's got full character customization. Death game difficulty is added, where if you die, your save gets deleted. That's hardcore. I appreciate that. I will not be playing it on that, but I appreciate that detail. I like that. Companions with their own abilities, where you can time up different attacks and stuff. Enemies apparently will follow you for a hot minute, because the concept the devs want for this is they want the world itself to feel like a dungeon, which that makes sense for what SAO is. So that's pretty cool. Then defeating sealed mini boss will open up other seals in the world, open up more areas, chest items, etc. And the towns are just set up for leveling and upgrading gear, everything of the sort. Everything they showed for the initial reveal trailer, I thought looked really
solid.
cool. I'm actually excited for this. Because the world of Sword Art is super, super cool. Super cool. But the game's histories that have come out have been okay. John says there's at least one good game. But for the most part, they're just kind of they're there.
They're mid.
They exist.
Yeah,
they're games.
They're usually 6 out of 10s.
Yeah, 6 out of 10s across the board. Now, this one actually looks pretty cool. July 9th. That feels like a really good summer title, Something to entertain you for 20, 40 hours or so. I'm probably going to pick it up. It does look pretty cool. There is some collector's editions out as well that you can check out. But no, I'm looking forward to it. If you haven't seen the Echoes of Aincrad trailer, you need to go see it. It does actually look pretty promising. Highguard. GG.
Dead.
Done. Highguard confirmed to be shutting down March 12th. So literally next week, Highguard, done.
Man, going from showing off a year and a half worth of planned updates to lasting 3 months.
Yep.
Less than 3 months.
I was about to say, it wasn't
3.
even 3 months.
Less than 3, yeah. Yeah, because it was the end of January, so.
Lasting a month and a half.
Yeah, month and a half. Month and a half.
They at least beat Concord.
Yeah, they did beat Concord. They also, of course, finished off the Game Awards. The final reveal at the Game Awards. This was it. Jeff, big fan. Big fan. Jeff did them no favors, honestly. But they also didn't do themselves any favors. We've talked about this, where they went silent for a month and got beaten into the ground. Oh, buddy. And the worst part is, honestly, I don't think they really can't blame anyone but themselves, because at the end of the day, it's just the concept is looks interesting, right? But
Just didn't feel great.
They didn't execute it right, because it's if the game was still at least fun, you would have more than probably 200 people playing.
Look at Marathon.
Yeah. I'm just pointing out the facts. I'm not trying to be a hater to Wildlight Entertainment, whatever, but if your game would have been fun, even with all the memeing and the backlashing, you probably could have kept 20K players, But the game just apparently wasn't fun. I mean, if we pull Steam DB right now, it's probably 176 people playing.
Yeah.
Let me look. I'm curious.
There's one where even live service, mediocre live service games that can sustain themselves, it's usually because there's something to keep people coming back.
Yeah.
And it's the market for a super sweaty co-op competitive game, it's a tough market to break into on PC, because we got too many other options that are established, and that people move away from to try the hot new thing, and then immediately go, I like the other one better. I'm going back to it.
So currently 340 players right now. The 24-hour peak is 443.
Oof.
And they had an all-time peak at 97K whenever the game launched. And it's like everyone jumped on and played it. A lot of it thanks to Jeff and the Game Awards, where
Well,
it's like it raised so much curiosity.
And I think there were some sponsored live streamers as well.
Yeah, and then everyone like got off immediately. So it's like at the end of the day, it's like,
well, it was like everybody, even a lot of the streamers that hopped in immediately to play it. Most of the reactions were, I mean, what do you want me to say? It's not a bad game. It's just not what I want to play.
Yeah. I think what really killed them was like just that big map size and only 3v3 whatever. I don't know. Concept seemed interesting, just not well executed. That's the best way to put it. So I don't know. Shout out to Highguard. Short-lived. The Concord story continues, as people like to meme out and point out. Let's see. It's not really that though. Look at Deadlock. It's invite-only beta, and yet they have 80K to 100K daily players just to make a fun game everyone want to play. I mean,
oh yeah, that's
what we're saying.
That's what we're saying.
Deadlock's really fun to play.
I was about to say, if it was a fun game, I mean, it could have held on.
Yeah, if it was fun and entertaining, like I would argue they would still have 20 to 30 to 40K players.
But yeah, most of the people that I heard or watched play it, they were just like, it's interesting. I mean, it passes
it's not
time.
really that tough. My bad, I misread that. But either way, I get what you're saying.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, no, just people that were just very mid about it. No one wanted to really play it after like the 1 or 2 days they streamed it or played it.
Yeah, people played 2 rounds, said, "Nah, I don't think this is for me. I'm gonna move on." I was initially gonna hop on and try it, and I watched some gameplay, and I immediately decided, yeah, that's not for me. That's not what I'm feeling right now. But yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is. I just feel for the devs that you put on all that work, but also kind of did it yourself, especially if all the reports are true and they did like a last minute pivot on how that you want to do the game in like 2024. It's like that. All right, whatever. Anyway, hey, there was an indie world this week. Shout out to Blueprints. It's on Switch now. That's cool. Midnight Walk. I still want to play that game. Dead Zone Rogue. Who here played Dead Zone Rogue? Who was that? That was you? Okay, I saw Dead Zone Rogue and I could not remember which one of you guys played. But It's on Switch too now.
It's great. It's great roguelite.
Yep. So shout out to that. Other than that, I don't. My Little Puppy. Did you guys see this?
Nope.
Heartbreaking. This game is gonna, tug at your heart. I watched the trailer with Christina earlier because I heard what it was, but I hadn't seen the trailer yet because I didn't watch the indie world. So the concept of the game is that you're playing as a dead dog in heaven with all the other dogs. Everyone's got a halo, and the whole point of the game is you're trying to go back to Earth and find your owner. I'm like, God, this is heartbreaking. This is so like heartfelt and emotional, and you're gonna cry the whole time playing it. But I don't know. Shout out to that. Shout out to My Little Puppy. But no, Blueprints getting added to Switch is pretty cool. Same thing with Midnight Walk. I still want to play Midnight Walk.
Do you think the good ending of the game is finding your owner or not finding your owner?
Don't ask that question, John. Don't ask that question.
I don't feel like that game has a happy ending.
One way or another, they'll have a happy ending. We do have another Nintendo Direct this week, but it's for the Mario Galaxy movie. The final trailer is coming on the 9th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Shout out to that. We have still yet to get a Nintendo Direct this year. We've gotten Partner Showcase, Indie World, I think twice now. A couple movie ones. So sooner or later, Nintendo Direct's coming. Capcom Spotlight happened. Pragmata is now moving up 1 week with its release, going to 4/17. Got a launch trailer for Monster Hunter Stories 3. There's going to be a Mega Man Robot Master design contest that you can enter, and Street Fighter 6 with a new look at Alex. So shout out to Capcom Spotlight. Crimson Desert has entered the top 5 most wish-listed games on Steam in history, or at least right now. I'm sorry. That's a better way to put it, is right now. So they're up there with Subnautica 2, Deadlock, Light No Fire, Forza Horizon 6, and then Crimson Desert set at the 5 spot.
2 of these are games I'm super looking forward to.
Yep. Were we talking about Slay the Spire before the show?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shout out to Slay the Spire, the big success that it's had so far. It's had an all-time peak at 526, at least when I checked earlier. As of 10 a.m. today, it had 576 concurrent and just glowing reviews across the board. So Slay the Spire 2 is just doing exceptional right now. And also, how Marathon doing? Honestly, not too bad. I mean, they had an all-time peak at 88K, 52 concurrent over on Steam. Reviews seem fine, and people seem to like really be talking about it in a positive light, where people are saying it's like, man, I don't know what Bungie put in this game, but I was up till 6 a.m. playing it.
I was about to say, people got addicted to it, so it's doing far better versus the closed beta it had.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's apparently been doing pretty well. And also, one fun fact, apparently Anti-Real, the artist who all of their art was stolen from the game, they have been listed in the game's credits as official design consultant. So shout out to that, I guess. Here's a list of Resident Evil rumors for you. Apparently, Code Veronica remake is going to be coming out next year. Resident Evil 0 remake in 2028, Resident Evil 10 in 2029, and Resident Evil 1 remake is also in development. 3 of these all come from Dusk Golem, who has been notorious about leaking Resident Evil. So you can, and these are all like the targeted plans. Let me make that clear as well. This is obviously not, he's not hard setting in stone. Yes, Code Veronica's next year. But the current targets bearing delays is a Code Veronica will be revealed this year, launched next year. And the Resident Evil 1 remake in development that I picked up from another leaker as well. But a lot, timelines make sense though. I mean, they're just pumping they're pumping these out left and right. Per Nate the Hate, the long rumored Witcher 3 DLC does exist, so that is something.
Is that a different DLC than the one that's supposed to tie into Witcher 4?
It's the one that's supposed to tie into Witcher 4.
Well, yeah,
so the long rumored one.
Yeah, we know that's coming.
Yeah,
it's just it's probably just going to be like closer to when Witcher 4 is actually going to happen.
Right. Also, per Nate the Hate and many others, Cory Barlog's new game in the God of War universe is playing as Faye. Reveal next year, release early next year. How you feel about this?
Have to see it.
Yeah.
Have to see what it looks like.
Yeah, Sony Santa Monica's new game playing as her.
A lot of it's like when we're have to see what it feels like, what the vibe is like.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But, I mean, I trust Cory Barlog.
There you go. Yeah. The moment that Sony Santa Monica comes up, you're gonna get excited.
Yeah. It's like I see Sony Santa Monica, I get excited. I see Cory Barlog's attached to it, I get really excited.
Just like how you talked about when I saw the remake, I got excited. When I saw TC Carson, I got really excited. Last piece of news I had is Marvel Rivals, the Path to Doomsday event. Leading up to Avengers Doomsday movie later this year, they will have events for the whole year, including like right now, sometime soon, they're going to be having a 6v1 Avengers PvP mode that will be added where one player will play as Loki with an entire new move set and going against the 6 Avengers. So that's a pretty cool concept. Here in April, they will be focusing on the Avengers movie, June, Age of Ultron, August, Infinity War, in-game for October, and then, of course, Doomsday in December when the movie comes out. I have actually been wanting to play some Marvel Rivals again recently, so I saw this in news, and I'm like, feels like a good time to hop back on. That's pretty cool. I'd be down to play through this event. So I have been wanting to actually play some Marvel Rivals recently, and very excited for the Doomsday movie as well. But that's all the news I had. You guys got anything?
I do not.
All right,
I got nothing.
All right, Zach, the floor is yours, brother. Gamesthetic game of the week. What you pulling out your butt today?
We want really obscure or moderately obscure?
Roll the dice, brother. It's all you.
All right. 360 PS3 game called Fairy Tale Fights.
Okay, I can probably find a trailer for that.
Yeah. So Fairy Tale Fights is I'd say it's a good couch co-op game, would be the best way to put it. Or I think it's on Steam, so you could do like Steam play online, where it is a top-down beat-em-up where you're playing as fairy tale characters like Red Riding Hood. I always play as Red. I can't remember the other 3, but like Red Riding Hood, Pinocchio, Hansel.
I remember this game now.
Yep.
Characters like that. So something's gone wrong with the fairy tale world, and you're trying to fix it in some form or fashion. But the thing that's wrong with it is that everything's real gory. There's a lot of blood. There's a lot of meat. There's a lot of dead critters and people. And even including yourselves in your co-op team, you can very easily just decide, I don't like my teammate anymore. And you can kill them too. Make a big bloody mess of it.
Nice.
And you can even push them into saw blades or a pit trap or 2, maybe in the mouth of a monster. Hey, they're gone, right? And it's just a really stupid, fun play with other people, beat 'em up game with a absurd fairy tale background and just very gory and over the top blood splatters, dismemberment, all that fun stuff. Fairy Tale Fights.
Gamesthetic game of the week.
My favorite thing is when Zach does a Gamesthetic game of the week and I go look up the Metacritic score.
It's terrible, always. It's always terrible.
51.
Nice!
Yeah, it's always terrible.
You know, that actually got me thinking. If we go through all of the games we've done for Gamestead Gaming, I wonder what is the lowest scored one we have. It's probably mine with Sonic 06.
I don't know. I have some pretty obscure ones.
Like my first guess out of everything we've done for the past 2.5 years of doing Gamestead Game of the Week is probably Sonic 06. I'm gonna go through that list sometime when I have some free time soon. I'll let you guys know what the answer is.
Zach, my favorite thing was I was reading a little blurb that pulls up on Google when I was searching for it, and I'm reading through it. I'm like, all right, yeah, I remember this. And it's like variety of weapons, but received mixed and negative reviews.
But I am getting a call, so I'm probably going to have to dip after that.
All right, so that's it anyway. So I'll let you go and leave if you want.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. It does help.
All right, see you, Zach. John.
All right, yeah, do everything he said more. And if you like what you saw with us here, we do these live streams every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time, so you can come check us out then.
Yeah, we really appreciate all the support. Appreciate you guys for listening and watching the show, commenting, anything on the sort, sharing, being a friend, tell a friend. 250 episodes of the show. What a journey it's been. Looking forward to another 50 where we get to 300, where we actually have a planned thing for once. And I'm actually really excited for it because in the entire show's history, we've never even talked about this particular topic. So that's going to be fun.
We'll see if we do it.
No, we will. I'm locking it in. We're doing it. I want to do it. I'm excited. But yeah.
You can say we're going to do it.
We're going to do it. It's going to be great. I can't wait.
I have the ability to hijack this show when we get here.
That is true, but I have faith that we'll get it done. But you can also make sure to check out the Discord. Come chat with us. Check out the Patreon if you want to support us for it. Make sure to check out some Rogue Energy with the referral link down below. Promo code Spark3 to get 10% off. Head over to spark3shop.com, and we'll be back next week with something. I don't know what, but we'll be back next week. Anyway, see you. Bye.